All right, so buckle up, everybody, because we're diving deep into a vice presidential debate that went way beyond, like, our typical political back and forth.
We're talking about that wild moment when JD Vance, running for VP, actually got his mic cut off right in the middle of the debate.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of you guys really wanted to unpack that whole thing, like
Yeah.
how something like that even happens.
Right.
So just as a refresher, we're talking about the debate with JD Vance and Margaret Brennan. She's a pretty big-name journalist, right? And she was moderating.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, things got a little tense, to put it mildly.
Yeah, you could say that again.
So what exactly happened?
And why did it cause such a huge uproar?
Let's break it down.
You know, what I find so fascinating about this whole thing is what it reveals about how we try to define truth. In the world today, I mean.
Yeah.
And especially the more and more challenging role that journalists are facing trying to get at that truth.
Yeah, and it's definitely not every day that a moderator actually ends up becoming part of the story.
Right. No, not at all.
So let's go back to that moment in the debate.
Yeah.
What was that initial spark that just set everything off?
So Vance, he was talking about Haitian migrants.
Okay.
And he makes this claim, and Brennan just jumps right in to fact-check him.
Uh-huh.
And that's when things really exploded.
See, and we can't forget about the context here. Immigration is always such a hot-button issue.
For sure.
It brings up really strong emotions, deeply held beliefs.
Definitely.
Vance's claim, whether it was accurate or not, probably resonated with some viewers.
Oh, yeah.
While completely turning off others. The minute Brennan stepped in there,
Right.
she wasn't just like correcting some random statistic.
Right.
She was potentially like challenging people's entire worldviews.
Exactly. On both sides of the issue, too.
Exactly.
So then it gets even better because they get into this whole back and forth.
Oh, I bet.
Vance is saying, hey, you're breaking the rules by fact-checking me.
Right.
And Brennan's countering with, no, I'm setting the record straight.
Yeah.
It became this, like, very public argument.
Yeah, which is, you almost never see that.
Right.
It's really unusual in a debate like that.
Yeah.
Usually, you expect the campaigns themselves to be doing the fact-checking.
That's right.
Not the moderator.
So whose job is it?
Right. It really kind of blurred the lines there.
Yeah.
Made people think, okay, what is a debate even supposed to be?
Yeah.
Is it a place for totally different viewpoints? Or is it supposed to be leading us to some kind of objective truth?
And you can't forget the irony.
What's that?
Vance is getting cut off while he's complaining about the rules.
Oh, that's perfect. That's just perfect. It gets right to the heart of this whole other really complex issue.
Which is?
How are we supposed to handle misinformation?
Yeah.
Especially in a public format,
Mm-hmm.
Like a debate.
Right.
Does the journalist have to be, like a referee, totally impartial?
Right.
Hands off?
Yeah.
Or do they have to take a more active role? Like, step in and make sure people are hearing the truth.
Right.
That is the question.
But it's like you're holding up a mirror to what we deal with every day online. We're just bombarded with all these different stories, these narratives, and it's so hard to know what to believe anymore.
It really is.
So this kind of leads us to the big question for everyone listening.
All right.
What would you do?
You're in that moderator's chair.
Okay.
How do you handle that situation?
Fact check or let it slide?
Not easy questions to answer, which is why this whole thing is so fascinating to think about.
It really is.